Well, hey everybody, it's time for the May video about the calendar picture for this month. And as you know from turning your calendar to May, it's this incredible picture I got of an osprey down in Florida. And you can tell I really like it because not only did I put it in the calendar, but I've printed it. You can see it um, there, yeah, in our sunroom at the house. So I had a habitat build today, so dressed for that. Just came home from that and thought I'd record this video about um, this photo. So today we're going to talk about Osprey. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the animals themselves. And then I'm going to tell you where I took this picture and how it came about, a little story behind the picture itself, kind of the goal of these things. And I hope you'll enjoy the video. So here's the Osprey that is in the May 2026 calendar. And as it says on this slide, I took this photograph in the 10,000 Islands area, which is in southwest Florida. So I'm really crazy about this image. This Osprey, as you can tell, was fiercely guarding his recently caught mullet prey, and I was very excited about this picture. And I'm going to tell you some details about the taking of the photograph itself, which I hope you'll find interesting. But first, I thought I'd tell you about where I took this picture. Nora and I try to go to South Florida every year during the 1 week I have off from teaching, which is usually in the middle of the winter. And so we really like going to South Florida, and we usually try to stay in a little place called Isles of Capri, which is just north of Marco Island. So one day, Nora needed to work from the house, and so I went out by myself and put in just outside of Goodland. Goodland is like a place that time has forgotten in Florida. It's really amazing little place. And as you can see from the sign here, historic fishing village, that's exactly what it is. It's right on the edge of Marco Island itself, and then there's this bay where I put in, and I'll show you a picture of where I put in here in just a second. So here's the bridge that goes from Marco to Goodland. And as you can see, as you go over this bridge, on the far side, there's an area where the road comes down close to the water, fairly close to the water. That's where I put in, as you can see in this next slide. That circle shows you where I put in. And I put in there several times. I have actually included some photos of excursions from this put in before, and it's great little put in, very nice. Here's the put in itself. As you can see, it's on the beach. It's pretty nice too. The bottom of the kayak, obviously, and as it says here, this is on February 7th, 2025. I was paddling my Wilderness Systems solo kayak. It's a great sea kayak. It's 17.5 feet long, which is very long for a solo kayak, and so it tracks very well and very fast. I really like this boat. That's the put in, and here it kind of gives you an overlay of this is just south of where I put in, so heading south, and there's Goodland. You can see it on the right, and then Sugar Key is what I'm going to be going up beside, and where the Osprey is going to be when you see it when we get there. So this is looking south. Goodland's on my right, and I'm paddling south up Sugar Key on my right, and Tripod Key is in the distance. and this is in 10,000 Islands National Wildlife Refuge, an incredible area in southwest Florida that is just fantastic. There are many islands. Most of them are solidly covered in mangroves, and so they are not accessible. You can't get out and walk. But some have sand beaches, and so those enable you to get out and walk around. Really nice. There are other protected areas nearby. The Fakahatchee Strands, great area, great hiking spot. Big Cypress National Preserve is there, another great spot. And then, of course, Everglades National Park, which is absolutely fantastic. So the osprey is really an incredibly fantastic bird. It's a raptor, obviously, and it has a very wide range, although the reports that say the range of an osprey focus on either the far north in Canada and Alaska, and then the coastal areas in Florida and Texas. They are much more widely spread than that. This photograph of this osprey I took on the Stones River right here just outside of Nashville. So I've seen osprey in the Yukon, obviously in Alaska, obviously in Florida, and then, as I said, on the Stones River in Tennessee. I've seen them down on the Hiwassee River in Tennessee, and I've seen them, of course, at Reelfoot Lake. So they're around, and they're very adapted to water. That's their place of living, because as you can see by this slide, their diet consists 99% of live fish. So they catch and eat their prey. They're not like eagles. Eagles will eat a dead fish on the side of the river just as easily as they'll eat a live one. And then, in addition, ospreys, unlike eagles, will actually go into the water. I mean, they'll plunge into the water like a pelican or a cormorant to get fish, and then come back out and fly away. Now, I've seen osprey hunt fish, and I've seen them snatch them out of the water like an eagle will, but I've also seen them plunge into the water too. So they're incredibly adapted water predator from the air. Now, in addition, I learned this in the process of preparing this video. They have a very unique feature on their feet. Their talons, one of their toes will actually reverse from the front to the back for the purposes of assisting in catching and holding fish. It will turn around, and so it's got two toes on the back side to help it hold fish as it's pulling them out of the water, which is really pretty incredible. So on the day I took this picture, as I said, I'm heading up the side of Sugar Key, and it was a beautiful day, as you can see here. And it frankly was much windier than this. I don't know why this picture doesn't really show how windy it was, but you'll hear more about the wind later. And I like paddling close to the mangroves. I like being close to maybe coming up on something and surprising a little bit. It's just kind of what I like to do. And so I was going along on the side, and sure enough, I went right by this osprey with its prey almost at eye level. I mean, it was just slightly above eye level with me in the kayak. And I thought, oh my gosh, I've got to get turned around, because the wind was blowing me, was coming toward me, and I certainly couldn't have stopped where I'd been, or it would have blown me right into the bird. So I paddled out about another, probably 70 yards, and I turned around, and this next image you'll see is the image that I popped after I'd turned around. So this is from, I'd say, roughly 60 yards probably, and it's at 600 millimeters. So I had the lens fully extended, and And so all I'm doing now, I'm not paddling any longer. I'm just letting the wind carry me in towards the Osprey. And as you see, this is a pretty good shot, but it's 600 millimeters, so fully extended, and I'm probably 60 yards away or so. And then I start getting a little closer, as you can see, and here you can see the Osprey eating its prey. And maybe some people think it's gross eating the fish, the bird eating the fish, but that's what they do. And so as you can see, he's there eating his prey, and this is still fully extended at 600 millimeters. Here's another one, a little bit closer, still at 600 millimeters. The wind's blowing me towards the bird, and then this is the money shot, the one that's in the calendar this month, and this is at 438 millimeters. So I'm close. I'm having to pull in on the zoom. Can no longer be fully extended, or the bird will be bigger than the image itself. So I'm starting to pull in, and then in going through my images, I noticed that I turned away by the time I got to about 300 millimeters. So this is one of the last shots I got of the Osprey and his prey. So I really appreciate you guys liking this image. I sure like it, and glad you liked the videos. This picture I took that day. That's what I had on that day. And I've included on the slide here 2 links. One to a video about, I'm sorry, not a video, one to a website about ospreys, which tells you a lot of information about the ospreys themselves, and then a very cool short video about Goodland that has a lot of great drone shots, and gives you a really good overview of Goodland itself. So sure hope you like these videos, and I'm glad to do them, and like telling you about the little story behind the image of the calendar for this month. Thank you guys. Take care.